On the news, ahead of 2025 International Women's Day celebration, Nigeria seeks the support of UK Parliament on gender inclusion.
The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association has, for over a century now, stood as a steadfast sentinel of democracy.
Particularly to the women committees and ensuring that we don't leave one single woman representative without a key leadership position in the House.
Extraordinary session of ECOWAS Parliament on the way in Lagos, southwest Nigeria.
The ECOWAS Parliament, as the voice of the people, has played a pivotal role in the shaping of regional agenda.
Plus, House of Representatives summoned Education Minister over crisis at Alvin Ikuku University.
This development is not addressed. The trend will continue to spread to other universities.
Ramadan Kareem, and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Abubakar Galadima. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says the 10th Senate acknowledges and embraces Nigeria's diversity towards attainment of shared prosperity for all citizens across the country. Addressing the United Kingdom branch of the Commonwealth Parliament Association in Abuja, Akpabio noted that the policies of government are reflective of dreams and aspirations of all Nigerians, which is why the National Assembly works tirelessly to ensure that the nation's democracy is a force that transforms lives and is responsive to the need of citizens. He emphasized the willingness of the legislature to collaborate and deepen engagement with other parliaments to enrich practices.
The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association has, for over a century now, stood as a steadfast sentinel of democracy, holding high the torch of good governance, legislative excellence, and the unshakable belief that a nation's strength lies not in its wealth nor its armies, but in the integrity of its institutions and the freedom of its people.
Leading the Commonwealth delegation, Kate Efune Osamo drew attention to better inclusiveness for women in governance and called for passage of the bill that seeks special seats for women in Parliament.
We really want to learn from you and exchange ideas and start a very broader conversation, because if this bill is able to get over the line, we can start looking at other things of how we can work together.
The Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, is seeking the support of United Kingdom's Parliament in promoting gender balance in Nigeria's legislature. He stated this when he received some British parliamentarians, including Nigerian-born Kate Efune Osamo, on collaborative visit at the National Assembly. He told the UK legislators that the 10th House is diverse in political party representation and also gives priority to issues of women and youth representation. The Speaker assured the delegation that the House, under his leadership, will play a decisive role in achieving gender parity in the legislature.
Particularly to the women committees and ensuring that we don't leave one single woman representative without a key leadership position in the House, so that they can use their platform to actually advance the cause of women. And it will also interest you to know that we have passed so many legislation, and we have passed some bills and as well as constitutional amendments, in ensuring that this time around we want to make sure that this is the decisive term where women inclusion will be taken seriously.
But also to exchange and to share notes. There is a lot of work that we need to do within our political parties. The structures are very, very powerful. Within those structures, we can open up space. And as a country, if we get more women in politics, the whole country will benefit.
As women in Nigeria continue their agitation for greater inclusivity in politics and governance, unity and mass mobilization have been identified as critical factor in achieving their aspirations. This was the central message at the official flag-off campaign for her seat in Parliament and Governance, organized by the League of Women Voters of Nigeria and Nigerian Association of Women Journalists. Amina Saidu reports.
Flagging off the campaign, representative of the Minister of Women Affairs, Princess Joanne Jummai Idonije, said the campaign advocates policies that promote gender equality and inclusivity in decision-making spaces.
I see her seat in Parliament and governance campaign as more than an initiative. I see it as a movement, a rallying call to action, and a declaration of the stance of Nigerian women that will no longer be sidelined in governance.
Speakers at the event emphasized the need for women to support each other, leverage their collective strength, and actively participate in the political process to break barriers that have long hindered their progress.
Women's perspective, experiences, and priorities are crucial components of effective governance, and their absence is a significant deficit in our national discourse.
The reason why we need women on the table, in terms of discussing some of our critical national issues, is that there is a virtue, there is a quality when there is a woman on the table.
In a press briefing, the Chairman League of Women Voters of Nigeria reaffirmed the organization's commitment towards creating an enabling environment for women in politics.
As women's participation in governance is essential for more equitable and just society, we find this as a golden opportunity to put Nigeria back on the radar of an inclusive nation.
Amina Saidu, NTA News.
With us to share this discourse is the Chairman, House of Representatives on Women Affairs and Social Development, Kafilat Ogbara. What is the significance of female representation in policy making, particularly in the sectors of education, economic development, and healthcare?
The presence of women is not a question of clamor or just advocacy. It's a matter of necessity. It's a matter of equality, a matter of what is right, and a matter of what is just in the interest of nation building. Because even as young children, we grew up in schools to do our exams together as a man or as a male or as a female, and we get good grades. Even sometimes the girls get better grades. So what the women will bring on board could be better than what even the men are offering. So we are just saying that women should be equally represented just the way the men are. Could you provide your perspective on the Her Seat in Parliament campaign and its effects? The good thing about this bill is that the sponsor of the bill is a man, is the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. And it's very important for us today for our men to start to speak for the women. And we are believing that because the special seat is not a threat to any member seat, we are believing that we'll have our way, hopefully, even though some of them have started to criticize behind the doors. But we are hoping that because we have a leadership that is focused and that is truly sincere about women representation in the parliament and in other leadership positions. And of course, the president of the country as well, he is a gender-sensitive president. And at our last women conference, we gave him, an award of the he for she hero of our time, because we know that he's the only one that holds the record of a president or of a former senator that allowed his wife to contest in the Senate even 3 times after he had contested. So we believe that, there's no better time than now when we have a leadership at the legislative arm, poised to the resolution of what we want, and of course at the executive arm as well. What challenges do women face on their path to political involvement, and what strategies could be addressed these obstacles? There are a lot of challenges that women encounter. One, cultural, these stereotypes, financial issues, violence against us, and a whole lot of others. But I believe that our women can overcome these challenges if they are confident enough, if they are resolute, and they are determined. Thank you for sharing these thoughts with us. Moving on, Senate has emphasized that Senate standing rules is sacrosanct and its provision must be adhered to. This came up when Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan presented a petition against the President of the Senate,
at plenary. However, the Senate leader Obeyemi Bamidele and the Senate Chief Whip Mohammed Tahir Mungunu pointed out that, as provided in Section 40 of the Standing Senate Rules, a senator cannot submit a petition signed by him or her to the Senate for investigation. Petitions submitted to either the Senate or House of Representatives for consideration are signed by constituents and not the lawmakers.
Attempt any sexual harassment on the said distinguished Senator Abuja Duagan or any other woman for that matter. I and my siblings were raised very well by my late single mother. She died in year 2000, through very difficult times, and I therefore have the highest regards for women.
I did make some statements, and I have decided to narrow these statements in a formal petition against the President of this Senate. So if it may please you, I would humbly step forward and lay this petition.
You may proceed.
And this petition that was presented by Senator Natasha was signed by herself, which is also in gross contravention of our Senate rules. It has to be her constituents or any other Nigerian.
It is important for the public to know, and also our observers, including our foreign observers who are also parliamentarians from the United Kingdom, to know that political as this matter can be, we cannot be emotional about it. We are guided by two things. Actually, three different things. We are guided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, Section 60 of which says we shall regulate our procedure. Secondly, we are guided by the rules of this Senate. Section 40, subsection 4, of which also says no senator shall personally sign a petition to be laid before this Senate. It's not about committee on ethics.
We pause now for a quick break. The news returns shortly. Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy. Now to regional matters. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has charged member states of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to recommit to the ideals of regional integration and the vision of a peaceful, united and more prosperous West Africa. Governor Sanwo-Olu was speaking at the opening ceremony of the parliamentary seminar of the ECOWAS Parliament in celebration of 50 years of ECOWAS and 25 years of ECOWAS Parliament held in Lagos. Joy Ken Abakboya reports.
The ECOWAS journey, which started with the signing of a treaty in Lagos to create a regional body in 1975, has metamorphosed into a body that has become a voice for the West African sub-region among the Committee of Nations. Back to Lagos, where it all began, the Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Aja Memunatu Ibrahima, says the theme of the parliamentary seminar predicated on reflections of the community parliament towards attaining regional integration is apt, as it speaks to the most compelling issue West Africa is grappling with.
ECOWAS need to deepen collaboration towards ensuring free movement of citizens and goods. It is very important for us to unite.
For the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, whose state is the birthplace of ECOWAS, he knows that the regional body is reshaping the destiny of West Africa through economic cooperation, conflict resolution, and promotion of democracy. But ECOWAS, according to him, is yet to attain its full potential.
To build a brighter future for West Africa, we must, therefore, strengthen our institutions to ensure they are responsive, they are inclusive, and they are effective.
The first Deputy Speaker of the Parliament and other members say most of the unwanted narrative will be addressed at this extraordinary session.
There are barriers. These barriers are being dismantled gradually, and I want to tell you, within a period of time, going with what we are doing, what the ECOWAS is doing, it will be a thing of the past.
We have to liberalize, because the whole world is heading towards globalization and liberalization. So I think we should look into all this now.
Other salient reforms to be addressed is how to further strengthen the ECOWAS Parliament. In Lagos, Joel Pukbola, NTA News.
Meanwhile, speakers at the opening of the first 2025 parliamentary seminar on ECOWAS at 50 and the Parliament at 25 agree on the need to pool resources together to hasten infrastructural development in the region. Joel Pukbola was at the seminar.
Speaking on the theme, ECOWAS at 50, Parliament at 25, reflections of the community parliament toward attaining regional integration achievements, Governor Sanwo-Olu says from fostering economic cooperation to mediating conflicts and promoting democratic governance, the regional organizations have shaped the destiny of West Africa, while assuring that Lagos remains committed to supporting ECOWAS in its mission to deepen integration and improve the lives of the people. The governor charged countries in ECOWAS to remove trade barriers by ensuring free movement in the West African corridor to build a region that is inclusive, equitable, and where every citizen can thrive.
The ECOWAS Parliament, as the voice of the people, has played a pivotal role in the shaping of regional agenda. Over the last 25 years, it has championed the cause of integration, advocated for the rights of the citizens, and provided a forum for addressing the challenges facing our region, from promoting free movement to trade, to supporting peacekeeping missions, and to ensuring that we have a foolproof electoral processes.
Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Hajja Memunatu Ibrahima, raised out ECOWAS achievements and some challenges in the last 50 years. The celebration of 50 years of ECOWAS and 25 years of the ECOWAS Parliament in Lagos highlights the significant role of the state as the host for the Treaty of Lagos. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakoya, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has summoned the Minister of Education and other stakeholders in the sector to appear before the Committee on University Education to clarify the unease situation at the Alvan Ikoku Federal University of Education, Owerri, that led to the removal of the Vice-Chancellor. National Assembly correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports that the main actors who made the allegations against the VC were not present at the hearing of the petition.
The hearing came as a result of a petition submitted to the House Committee on University Education by a group of professors alleging that due process was not followed in the appointment of Professor Stella Lemchi as the Vice-Chancellor, Alvan Ikoku University. It seeks, among other things, to provide accurate information and invite all relevant stakeholders to address the matter.
You can find out this petition, there is no any address to trace who wrote it. They are doing it to know those we know that will get fame in the southeast, in all those institutions. Their plan is all those institutions to collapse.
We must first look at the merits of the matter instead of in one fell swoop.
This is because the committee is worried that if this development is not addressed, the trend will continue to spread to other universities whenever a new Vice-Chancellor is appointed.
Responding to issues raised by members of the committee, the embattled Vice-Chancellor says the leadership crisis emanates from some aggrieved professors whom she accused of not wishing the university well. She therefore appealed to the House of Representatives to intervene.
In his own words, Prosumi Fekwem, the second person assigned the position, commended the then selection board of the council for recognizing the great talent of the candidate that came first in that interview, adding that that candidate, Dr. Mrs. Stella Lemchi, my humble self, has shown great tenacity and capacity since her appointment as the Deputy Provost of the college by the government.
The committee resolves to carry out an independent investigation that will lead to a lasting solution to the impasse in the institution. From the National Assembly, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
A bill to amend the Federal Polytechnics Act of 2004 has passed second reading in the House of Representatives. The proposed legislation seeks to review and enlarge the administrative structure of the Council of Polytechnics to include technical institutions. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikben reports on these and other resolutions at Tuesday's plenary.
Plenary begins with the admittance of visiting British parliamentarians into the hallowed chamber to observe proceedings. The Federal Polytechnics Act Amendment Bill is seeking inclusion of representatives of the National Board for Technical Education and the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria in the council of every polytechnic. The bill is part of the quest by the National Board for Technical Education to abolish the dichotomy between higher national diploma and bachelor's degree in the workplace.
We should move for the abolishment of HND, and in place of it to have Bachelor of Technology as a replacement, so that at least graduates of polytechnics will be able to compete hand in hand with other universities.
Passing other resolutions, the House moved against a proposed increase in pay TV subscriptions, pending the outcome of an investigation.
The House resolves to call on MultiChoice to suspend their proposed increase in subscription prices in Nigeria, pending exhaustive investigations.
The need to curb the menace of farmer-header clashes was emphasized to avert further loss of lives.
Urgent need to address the killing of a vigilante member, Mr. Ogonegbu Chukwunam Nazuba, alleged elders in Obiaruku, Okwane local government area of Delta State, and the escalating elder farmer clashes in southern Nigeria.
The failure to act swiftly has emboldened the perpetrators, leading to increased attacks. Urge the federal government to take immediate and decisive steps to address the security and agricultural crisis in Ogumaki, Gambari Reserve, and the environs.
Meanwhile, at an interactive session at the Defense Headquarters, Abuja, the House of Representatives resolved to work with the Military High Command towards curbing the proliferation of small arms and light weapons in the country.
By pooling our resources, expertise, knowledge, we can develop an innovative solution to the problem posed by small arms and light weapons.
Murder is one issue that we have to address head on if actually we want to secure the country.
The House Committee on Small Arms and Light Weapons pledged to explore legislative mechanisms towards addressing the challenge of porous borders. Mitairi Ikben, NTA News.
In an effort to boost irrigation farming and provide sustainable measures for the scheme, Kano State House of Assembly has begun deliberations on the Kano State Water Users Association Bill 2025 that will allow proper management of water dams across the states. Samira Hamis Sushira reports on this and other engagements by the lawmakers.
The Kano State Water Users Association Bill 2025 aims to address the problem of water supply for irrigation farmers, to have a survey of irrigation farmers accessing each dam, have access to interventions from donor agencies. In another development, the Kano State Censorship Amendment Bill 2025 has also been passed during this Monday's plenary.
No event center will exist, will operate without the registration from the Kano State Censorship Board. They must ensure strict discipline and Islamic compliance during the conferences. And they are now in full control of films, censoring, series, and serials. You see, some of the series can just go on air without being censored.
Meanwhile, Representative Ibrahim Muhammad from Rano constituency moved a motion of urgent public importance on the demolition of Rano Market, allegedly by the directives of the local government council. Ad hoc committee has been inaugurated to interface with stakeholders and report their findings to the House. The House will reconvene on Tuesday, the 4th of February 2025. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamis.
Remember to watch the news and other programs on the platforms showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Abubakar Galadima. Have a good evening.